Welcome back to the channel. This is Off the Pitch, brought to you by Azar Studios. If you're joining us for the very first time, remember to like, share, and subscribe to this page. Of course, you may be used to us talking football, but today we're going off the field of play and we'll be going to the court. The NBA Finals entered Game 7. A few weeks ago, Onkani-san predicted that the NBA Final will end in Game 6. Nonto Arinze initially said that the NBA Finals will end in Game 5 and then changed his words like a fake bishop that he is, like that apostle somewhere in Guagalada, and said that the NBA Finals will go to Game 7. Game 7 he ended, and I brought the two men back here to discuss all that transpired and everything as regards the trade in the NBA. It is the OKC Thunders who are champions for the first time since the franchise and for the first time in this century, led by SGA. Onkani-san, the bishop. Game 7 he ended. We now have a brand new champion.
Maybe not really brand new.
Yes, a brand new one.
Maybe not brand new because they wanted to when they were still in Seattle.
When
they're in Seattle.
It's just like saying when
exactly.
West. It's just like saying
exactly.
It's just like saying when West Germany.
Not too long ago because
Yes.
this guy was drafted while they were
Exactly.
Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Durant, Kevin
KD,
Durant.
yeah.
So about 20 years ago, 2008, that was when they moved. If I'm not mistaken.
And they moved to
2008. Yes,
2008. Yeah.
2008.
So 20 years down the line,
champions
they are
again.
champions.
Yeah.
They didn't even their
But
golden
last time
their golden era didn't win because when we had Durant, when we had Russell Westbrook, when we had James Harden,
James Harden.
they
They
just
didn't
couldn't.
win.
They go to the final years, but they couldn't win.
But this
Come on.
is another golden era. Come on, give them
Ordinarily,
the
we now actually call them golden era, but come on, because the NBA has changed their golden era. But come on, yeah, the last time something happens here.
Yeah, I told you clearly that I think it will take.
you have gone and collected that pastor's water in Guadalajara.
No, Jerry. Well,
But let's be realistic. I saw it come. I said something that both teams, they looked similar. You know, the gap between both teams.
you said similar.
In the sense, not in the sense that they play the same kind of game, but
You're talking about okay, talent.
talent-wise, they just look like they are even.
And also, you were expecting a Pacers win.
I was expecting the
Okay,
Thunder. I said Thunder. I thought the Thunder would have gone a sweeper. But after watching, like you said, Game 4, Game 5, I just knew they were too even now. They to go to Game 7. Both teams are not. You know, in the past, you know, I think it was 8 or 9 years ago we last saw a final get to Game 7.
9 years ago,
Exactly,
when
precisely.
LeBron James made that history,
Absolutely.
came from 3-1
3-1 down to win 4.
to come on,
So
win the game.
you would see the golf. You know, like you don't remember. I talked about the last time it happened, and I mentioned LeBron James. Now, if you want to go back to what happened this time, which name would you remember? I know you will hate Shai, but come on.
It has to be him.
Yeah, it has to be him because he was the MVP of the final. But let me be sincere. It wasn't as if he blew the whole team away. It was a total team.
A double in the final. He blew them. Yes, he needed to do what he needed to do.
I mean, come on.
First man
was amazing. But come on,
in a
before
very
you go
long
far,
while.
right?
Yes.
I remember I promised you something.
Yeah, he did.
I said
if
if
it
they
gets to
win,
Game 7,
I said if they win, I mean if it gets to Game 7,
Yeah.
I
have
have a prize for him.
special gift for you.
I'm here.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Should I?
No, we'll keep that special gift. We'll keep that special. It will come to my pocket as the one who you don't want me to collect it on your behalf.
No, don't do that. You do no such thing. Stay with your, as the host, the answer.
I should collect on your behalf, then I'll pass it to you.
No, don't do that. I'm not sure it will reach me. If it gets to you, that's the problem. But come on.
But of course, Onkani Sam is a man of his word.
Yeah,
And because he has said he will give you something, and so that our fans will know that we not talk and do. We not just the talk and that thing is here. It's a big prize.
Yeah.
It's a very, very big prize.
Nice one.
But it's guaranteed that you will get it and you will smile. Smile to the camera. Smile to the camera. But Onkani Sam, SGA, fantastic performance.
Yeah, fantastic performance. And sincerely speaking,
first player, MVP in the regular season,
MVP in
MVP in the final, and also winning
The
the
last
NBA.
person who did that, I told you, was the Golden State man, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and come on, man.
But he didn't even do it all rounder because he was MVP in the final,
Yes.
MVP in the conference
Conference
final,
final.
the
That's-
MVP in
Wow.
MVP
Wow.
in the regular season,
Yes.
MVP in the conference final, the MVP in the final.
In the final
properly.
itself.
Then that about the most
Does
amazing.
it, does,
thing
it,
is
does,
this
it
dude
tell,
was
does,
doing-
it, does it tell the whole story? That
Yeah,
this is
it does.
This is
Dominant
like
performance.
in your own words.
Yeah.
This thing has been liberalized.
Yeah, it does.
Because
I'll get to that point.
Who would have believed that
thought?
Shai will go on a sweeper with the Luka Doncic, with the Nikola Jokic, with the Giannis Antetokounmpo, with the
Curry.
Steph Curry? Who would have thought so?
AD.
With the KD.
Now, here is it, right? Amazing performance. During the regular season, he was doing 34.2
Yeah.
per game.
30 at least, yeah.
Now, off-season, he did 30.3.
Consistency.
Like, he was averaging 30.3 points every game.
Onto the finals.
Bro, it really happens. And they became the second youngest team. No, not that just because he didn't make it to the final. I mean, just because I'm saying on the average, it's just there are days that he did 40 in some games.
Yeah, he did.
That's what I'm saying. Averagely, he was averaging 30.3 points.
And worst case scenario 25.
Well, which is
on a bad day.
The bad day doesn't, because by the time you want to put everything together, that's why we say average here. We say average on the average.
Everything
You understand?
put together,
Average here on the
games,
average, but if you want to divide the number of points here,
Games, yeah.
and the number of games this thing, he scored 30 points. I mean, 30.3 points.
It's
Huge. I mean, all the time that Nikola Jokic become the MVP during the regular season, he wasn't scoring 30 points. It was 27. This year was the highest. He scored 29 points. You understand? So amazing performance, and not just him. Like we said,
it's a team performance.
something actually happened in the NBA. I'm still going to re-echo it. There is parity right now.
Yeah.
It's just down to the fear of the second apron. That has stiffer punishment.
Just like we have the financial fair play.
Financial fair play, yeah, where you know there are limits that you can never
exactly.
go. I mean, this season, it was, the first apron was 495 point something. Then the second apron was 207. Now, three teams violated that second apron. Talking about the Phoenix Suns, talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers fakes because their total salary this season was 212. The Phoenix Suns was 219. Then the Celtics was 222, the highest. While the first apron was violated by three teams too. Talking about the Magic, the Knicks, and Denver Nuggets. Because the first apron is 95. Each of these teams has 99 plus. Then I think the Magic, they never know has 200 that they pay. So the truth is this, we know that this has come into effect. Now, with the first apron, the punishment is not stiff. But the second apron is so stiff that you can even go as far as losing picks, drafts. Do you think it's the right move? It is. Now, immediately, we are seeing parity in the game. We're seeing talent equally distributed. You understand? Yeah. Not like back then when you have one team will have the reason why we saw the dominance Golden State Warriors was because these teams were not in place, and they had reason. But believe me, their dominance was the reason why this thing came into play. Because the goal was
you don't want a one-sided NBA
because it became one-sided NBA.
If you look at the Thunder's team, of course,
Shai is there. Apart from Shai that was drafted in 2019,
Jrue Williams is there.
Apart from Shai that was drafted in 2019, right?
Yeah.
Other guys were drafted between 2023 and 2024. Caruso, yes, he's been there for some time, you understand? Shai drafted 2019, the others 2022, 2023. Guys like Chet was drafted in 2023. But what do you have right now? You have equal distribution of talent. Then you have a manager,
a very fantastic manager.
Who has been there since 2019 too. Let me tell you this. Manager. So he was building and he was coming. And we saw flashes of we saw flashes of brilliance.
I think last year he got so close.
He was the NBA. He was the conference final.
He was the best coach of
not even aside from that, they won their conference during the regular season. And guess what we're talking about here? We're talking about a conference that has the Golden State Warriors, that have Denver Nuggets, that have the LeBron James. We're talking about Lakers. You understand? The Clippers. And practically the Phoenix Suns.
And they were still dominant.
And in the Phoenix Suns last season, you have Bradley Bell, you have Devin Booker, you have KD. Same thing this season. And in that same conference, you have even the Mavericks, where back then you were having Luka Doncic, you have Kyrie Irving, and you're having, I'm trying to remember the third person, Danny Gafford and the rest of them. This season they had Klay Thompson and the rest of them. So with all these guys, you have an OKC team. A Thunder team that we faced last season.
68 games they played.
68. Then that was during the regular season. During the off-season, they lost only twice at home during the off-season.
And they never lost back-to-back.
During the playoff, they never lost back-to-back. So fast forward to the final. I've had so many news. People are saying it's because Tyrese was injured. My emphasis is simple. It's a team game. It's a team sport. It means you need to have a powerful power play. Injuries are part of the game. Somebody's injured. I said, this is what I'm saying. If it happens to Shai, I would have said the same thing. If Shai was the person that got injured and they lost that game, I wouldn't excuse them for losing that game because it's a 7-game series. But what happened with game one?
Even when it was injured, it was going one-way traffic.
No, it was close. No, it was
close. But we know that the team was leading.
Here is it, right?
The momentum was in one direction.
He started the game like a house on fire.
Yes,
like the audacity. Somebody said like the god of sport that
day. It was Tyrese versus the whole of.
No, we're talking about that final. That final.
That's what I'm saying. Even the final, it was Tyrese show.
No, it wasn't Tyrese show because it was too young. We're talking about just barely 7 minutes, so you cannot say it was Tyrese show.
He only had 9 points. He only had 9 points
out of 3 shoot, which is amazing already. 7 minutes, you understand? But you actually have the face. what they call it, first quarter fantastic performance. Then other quarters you might go flat. You understand? But what we're trying to say here is this: with him or without him, the team sport. I would want to excuse anyone. Like I said, even if it is SGA that was injured and the Thunders went ahead and lost that game, I'm not going to justify they are losing on the injury of. I mean, I would not say this because Shai was actually injured.
They have a team now.
So it's a team sport.
Or should we also say Pastor Siakam did not step up?
No,
It is. See,
I think the issue is basically in the
a better team win. Let me just put it that way.
But in game
Simple.
three, let's go back to game 6. One thing about I love about the Pacers is the fact that the bench play a huge role. Remember, Obi Toppins got 20 points from the bench. And that was very...
Game 6, right?
Yes, and that was very...
We have Caruso doing the same thing.
But it did not happen in the finals.
See, the finals is a different game. Here's simple truth. Let's
The
get
final
something
game,
right here.
no,
So let's get something right here. See, they were playing at home, and their home is their fortress. Go and check their records. Even during the regular season, they lost how many games at home.
Quite agree with you.
The two teams were comfortable at home, and naturally, the Thunders have home advantage because.
So what you are saying, you're not beginning to tilt what I will discuss off air. The reason the OKC won this game was because they had the final game in front of their home crowd.
That's the part, right? They have a better team to some extent. Their team is a bit more talented.
Okay.
They are almost at par, but they have a better team because I mean they lost a game at home, game 1, but guess what? They traveled to Indianapolis and won a game there.
Exactly.
I think game 3 or
game 4.
Game 4. Yeah, they went
then came back home again and won game 5. And for the first time,
they won back to back.
And then went to capitulate.
No, and for the first time, the Pacers trail.
Yes, for the first time,
in the playoff final.
But come on now, it's against.
The truth is this, right? Amazing game, amazing final. Actually, we've not seen this for long. This is 20 times the NBA gets to game 7, and out of these 20 times, 16 times the home team win. Only 4 times the team on the road win.
Exactly.
And the last time, in the last 7 attempts, the last time the team on the road win is LeBron James, the Cavs when they.
I think I want to see this kind of final again. I'm tired of seeing a 4-1 final.
No, we are going to see more of this kind of finals because of the second apron.
Yeah.
I mean, because of course, why do we want to see a final that ends 4-1?
It doesn't make sense for me.
It doesn't make sense.
Nah.
See, I think
better a game 6 final.
But heading into this final, I thought it was going to be game 5.
A lot of people, a lot of pundits.
A lot of pundits they said, "Oh no, the defense of the Thunders was too superb. They're going to shut them out." Boy, they capitulated in games.
I took the Pacers serious.
Absolutely.
When they got to the conference final, when they completely knocked out the Cavs, who finished top of their conference. That's number 1. Who in their first game, the first round game, they knocked out the Grizzlies 4-0. But you know what? First 2 games, the Cavs lost at home. They traveled to Indianapolis, won 1 game, then lost the next game. Like they won only 1 game out of 5 games. That was when I took the Pacers. I was like, this team is something different. It's not what we're thinking about. They didn't stop at that point. They move ahead. Went to the conference final, make mace of the New York Knicks. You understand? People were thinking, because what the New York Knicks did to the Celtics.
But the Knicks are not that good, man.
Well, they were not that bad at the same time too. They are almost at par. They were not that bad at the same time too. They are not that bad. Man, that same Knicks team have a Karl Anthony Towns. They have Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
They have OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
Then I think the other side of the Knicks that we didn't see that is one guy that actually let them down so much was Mika Bridges. They let go so much to get him. They let go 4 unprotected.
I can't remember his best season in the Knicks.
No, I mean he's just coming now. He just moved from I think the net to the Knicks. He used to be with the Suns.
Yeah.
I mean the deal that took what was his name? KD to the Phoenix Suns. Took him to the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, Brooklyn Nets. So he moved from Brooklyn Nets to this team and. We were thinking we'll see an upgraded version of him or an upgrade of him, but we didn't see that completely. He's their major disappointment.
I don't know.
Is this too early to say SGA is now the new best in
he's the best of the franchise?
But come on, he's the best now. Come on. How can you argue with someone who won the MVP in all categories? I know you would say maybe not by a
massive
long
margin.
No,
massive margin.
Not by a long
margin. He was
dominant. See,
He was
during the
dominant.
last season, right? He was doing 34.
There were guys who had more points than that.
So he was dominant.
Number of points. He scored more points.
I'm
more
talking about in the average. The guys who
on the average, he has the highest average. Let me tell you the average. The highest average was him, 34.2.
Yeah.
Followed by Giannis, 30 point. I think 12 or something. Then followed by Nikola Jokic, 29.9.
Nikola, that 29?
Yeah, 29.9.
Yeah.
So he scored more baskets.
29.6.
year.
Wow.
Scored more basket than every other person.
I feel.
Jokic
had a bad season.
No, he didn't. Funny enough,
29?
out of all the season, he has actually been winning the MVP.
Yeah.
This is his best season. The reason why he didn't win this time around is just because of voter fatigues. Because other season that he was winning the MVP, he was not doing 29. Let me break it down for you. 29.6 points, right?
Yeah.
He was doing 12 points, I think 7 or 8 rebound. You understand? Then he was doing 10 point something.
He was
enjoying
it. Yeah,
I am getting to a point.
Yeah.
I'm getting to a point. Other years that he was winning, you understand? He never did these numbers. He's never did this number. This is the highest performance-wise. This is the highest he has done. You understand? And nobody came close from rebound, from
rebound to
assist, and from
and
point. This is his highest point in
You had 12.7 rebounds.
12.7 rebound, yeah. 12.7.
game,
Then
yeah.
about 10.6, I think, assists per game.
That's a double-double.
Now,
10.2.
naturally,
Double-triple, like you call it.
okay,
Well,
10.2,
a
right?
triple-double.
A triple-double, yeah.
10.2. Now, naturally, right, this should earn him the MVP of the regular season. But because I was
Because there was a Shai.
no, yeah, Shai was doing 34. But when you go to assist and rebound,
yeah.
Shai was doing 6 point something assists and 5 point something rebound.
We all know him
per
for
game.
his
No,
shooting.
one
Shai
thing.
is known for his shooting.
No.
Not for his rebound.
No.
Even when he hit 12
I think his
rebounds,
overall game
know.
also
Here
speaks
is
for
it.
him.
No, when he hit 12, don't forget, he was in game 3 or game 4 of the
He
finals.
never hit 12
Was
in
it 12?
any of the game. He
I'm
never the
talking
least he
about
has
rebound.
hit.
I'm talking about rebound. Not
Okay, that was games. That was
yes,
game.
I was quite
6.
surprised. He fought out like this guy gave a total performance, not
Okay,
his
so
stuff.
I'm trying to get to a point now here, right?
Yeah.
Now, with this now, the first set of voters, the media gave Shai 71 votes and gave him 21.
Yeah,
20.
so
The next two guys that were after them, talking about Adetokunbo and I think Jason Tatum, couldn't get a point. So the thing is this, that was voter fatigue. But you're talking about points scored by a player. The highest 34.2 during the regular season. Then during the off season, 30.3. Nobody. So even Jokic in his finest moment didn't score this number of points.
Let's go to the trade. What's happening on Garissa?
A lot is happening. I mean, three major trades have actually taken place.
Trades happen. Yeah, that's
No, three have taken place.
3 major.
Yeah, 3 major. So many are actually going on, but 3 major have actually taken place. But let's start with the decline by what's his name, Red Bull for his player option. Naturally, should have. We were thinking he's going to accept it because of how he was at home without him. We did not get right.
Yeah.
And I saw how happy he was when they knocked. Is it the Mavericks? No, I'm trying to remember the team. The Lakers.
He looks happy.
When they knocked the Lakers, there was this happiness in him. So I was thinking, okay, he's going
to stay.
He will exercise his player option.
But
somehow
at the end of the day, I think it boils. I know he just had a hand surgery not too long ago.
No, that was after the season. I'm talking about during the season.
I'm talking about hand surgery. So maybe that played a role in him not picking up the players.
No, he must have actually made up his mind because he knows that look, if I decline this, I become a free agent. And probably I'll get better offer. I don't see him getting better because he's been on
$3.4 million. It's not a bad offer.
For now, for him, it is. But that's just him. Then
he's 36 years old. Don't forget.
I mean, how old is Jrue Holiday? How old is KD that we're going to talk about?
We'll talk about Jrue and I'll give my honest opinion on Jrue.
Going 27.
We'll talk about Jrue and I'll give my honest opinion on Jrue.
So now, before we talk about him, I think the next person I want to talk about is Ime Udoka.
Yes,
had a fantastic season. Now, let me break things down for you here. 2 seasons preceding him, that's before he came. This guy won only 42 games in 2 seasons. But he took over. You understand?
I think he has shown that he's outstanding.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
He has shown that he's outstanding.
He took over, right? Yes. The first season, he did 41-41.
You should please come down to the MVBF.
The first season, he did 41.
I'll crowdfund this money. I will make sure that... when we have NBA lovers in Nigeria, we will come together and crowdfund to bring him.
I've heard you. Let me just finish right. Okay,
like
so first season he did 41-41.
Yeah.
Second season, and they almost made it to playoff.
Almost.
Yeah, then they couldn't. The second season he did 50. He won 50 and lost. I'm trying to remember the number of games and lost 30 something, right? Which is a remarkable improvement. In 2 seasons, by the time you put the number of games put together, he played together. That's just amazing.
I think the reason Celtic even won the titles was they built on his what he left when he had that issue.
Well, he has talent in Celtic. No.
There were talents.
Here is my argument. In Celtic he made a system that is almost perfect.
But at least he took them to where they've not been. I think was it to the final?
He got to the final and lost to the final.
And then by the time he left,
they've been to the final.
They took it to the next level.
Since he left the following year, they got to the finals too.
Yeah.
Last year they got to the finals.
Again.
This season we're thinking they're going to get to the final somehow. out because for me till they were knocked out finally, I was still saying they were the most favorite. Talent wise, they're the most favorite. They're deepest, they are practically everybody. So I mean, with him now, now after that, the New York Knicks let go their coach. The next person they were after was Ime Udoka. Guess what the Rocket did? They gave him they didn't even announce. They said they gave him an extended contract. I don't know the number of years, and they made him one of the highest paid coach in the NBA. Now that's the second move that was like, oh whoa. So after that, initially they were linked during the summer transfer. Trade. They were linked with KD, but they're saying no, they don't need KD. We don't know at what point they changed their mind and they went for KD. And from nowhere, we were thinking KD is going probably to the Spurs or some other team, and from nowhere, pop.
But let's look at the KD deal, because now you've called him out. I want to look at the KD because it's something we need to talk about. You know, this is a man who, like he's you said, God bless you. Yeah, the Houston Rockets acquired him. I'm not saying it's not wrong to acquire KD, because I tell you his number speaks for him, because like you said, his points. Sometimes when he wants to play, he can be an all-rounder player. KD, I've watched him play on a day.
No big man should be on the earth more than he does.
Absolutely. But
no big man.
My problem is the value.
His value is ringing, right?
Now look at they let the Phoenix Suns will in exchange you have Jalen Green
and Dylan Brooks.
And the number 10 picks for
two future picks going.
Two futures and 5 second-round picks, and then number 10 pick for this season. Which is not too much for a Kevin Durant, who, like you said, is not getting any younger. And
understand that.
Has played his best basketball. I agree, he's played his best basketball behind him.
I wouldn't want to believe that. I think the only issue I have with KD, with all this thing you said, right, that was a bad deal for them. The only issue I have with KD is injury. If KD is going to stay fit, they're going to be contenders next season. Now, they have salary cap. They have salary space.
How long has KD stayed fit?
Now, that's the issue. That's all the thing you said, right? I don't have issue with it. But the biggest issue with KD is injury. If KD is going to stay fit.
But can he stay fit on campus?
Yeah, he should. He should.
But KD, you understand? You are forced to open his crystal balls.
Beyond.
Because if you look at it, okay, now, this season we saw 3 players so far ACL
and then came over.
Now, Haliburton is out for almost the we'll probably not see him.
But now, next season. The good thing about KD, right? Let's just wait and see now. They acquire a player that they needed the most.
I agree.
Now they are ready.
But the pressure will be on him. He'll be walked out at his age.
KD can do that for you. KD can deliver that for you.
Can he walk out? Can he get to
KD
58, 59, 60 games?
No, KD can give you more than 50 games in the regular season.
I think if you give them 40 in the regular season,
he's going to give them more than 50 games in the regular season. That's one aspect. Then the second aspect, he's going to bring what they don't have in that team, a perimeter shooter.
Yeah.
And that team, that's one of their problems. That's one of their biggest issues.
Yeah.
They don't have perimeter shooter. And they have a team that is ready to move to the next stage, because you have a team that have now KD, you have Jabari Smith, you have trying to remember Alperin, then you have Amen Thompson. Amazing guy. Then you have Fred VanVleet. Amazing guy. Steve Adams just extended his contract to, who is not part of who for me is a fringe player in that team. Then you're bringing KD into the mix. Come on, massive. Dylan Brooks was one of their best defenders last season. I understand why they let him go, because defensively too.
Now you're talking about it. Are you going to let go of your defensive strength because you want like someone who can shoot from the perimeter? And that's where I asked whether was it worth it to let go of these two players. Number 10.6.
When you see, you get to a point in your career, right? Just like what this guy did. Let me tell you what changed OKC this season.
Okay,
they brought in Isaiah Hastenton.
I think he had a good
season. That was what changed OKC. You need that one piece, you understand?
That joker.
That one piece.
That big name.
Yeah. Now
that man designing.
I understand the issue of the money. Come on, he's going to be taking about 54. You are bringing such amount of money into your own salary. The Phoenix only needed to let him go for second apron purely because they have the second highest salary payroll, and they are in violation of the second apron already, exactly. And they can't continue doing that, so they need to do that.
But the Rockets too also will be in that bracket.
No,
as well.
Rockets will be in that bracket any moment soon.
I'm going to bring another name into the mix now. This guy Steve Adams.
Steve Adams.
He signed a 3-year contract.
Yeah, how much?
For around
not much.
It's not that much, but
simple.
So
they know what they're doing. See,
it's still huge. $39 million contract.
How many years? 2 years.
3 years.
Your 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Meaning barely 13,000.
Every year.
See, their salary cap, they have a lot of space in their salary cap. They are one of the favorites to sign going by salary cap.
They have more chance of signing better players because of with him
right now
in the financial structure.
Of course they do. Now, with him right now, they cannot sign another player in his fold right now, but they've gotten that missing piece that they want with him. Then I think the next person probably that we're going to talk about is Desmond Bain. Funny enough, like I was telling him of this thing, he's from Nigeria. He's from Cross River. No, seriously.
Is that Kogi? Right?
No, I mean Cross River or Goja.
Goja.
Because his surname is Ekiko. Eh?
I think Kogi
failed geography.
No. I know why I didn't do well in geography.
Yeah. That's another thing that I was asking myself. I know the Magic are ready to move to the next level because they have Jalen Suk.
Yeah.
They have Carter Wendell. They have Frank Wagner. Then they have, trying to remember the other person, Pablo Benchero. Amazing team. But last season, when it comes to shooting from three, they were the worst team.
Like I said, they got him. The reason why they got Desmond Bain is because of the shooting.
Because of the shooting.
The shooting for Orlando Magic was absolutely poor last season.
There's something their biggest problem, which is shooting.
Yes.
The
problem is he like I asked the same question I did off camera when we were having this tete-a-tete. Can he solve all the shooting problems?
You can't. Now, that's just one aspect of the problem, right?
Okay.
But they will get there when they want to.
No, the second aspect of the problem is this, right? They're letting go so much. Face 4 round picks in future. I think I need to get you know what you first of all. Caldwell Pope is part of the exchange. Yeah.
Cole Anthony.
Let me say something before you continue. He's an improved version of Caldwell Pope.
And several future first round picks.
5 all in all.
Several.
Four first round. They won second round.
Let's assume now not first round picks, not 10th or first round picks.
First round picks, yeah. 4.
They want to solve their present problem and not the future.
Anyway, but his numbers are nice. Let's be sincere. Let's look at his average point this season: 19.2, 6.1 rebounds, 5.3 assists.
The thing is this, right?
But at the end of the day, we know. The question is, can you keep him fit?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have record of having consistent injury. No, he doesn't have that
Can
record.
he be consistent in his shooting? Because that's the only reason why they'll take this gamble.
With all this, right? The other, like you said, 2 things for me here is this: he will not solve one person will not solve their shooting problem. That's number one.
So go to
then
the market
number
again.
2, I'm looking at the apron now. He has 4 years contract. By the time he'll be ending 2028, he'll be earning $44.9 million. Now on their payroll again, they already have. Not Benchero, Frank
Wang and Benchero.
No, Jalen Suk. The 2 of them
they have increased. Yes, but then it will have increased. The wages will have increased.
Benchero too is going to have his max contract very soon. So how safe are they from the second apron? Because first apron understood. It's not that bad. You understand? But that's it.
But at the end of the day, that first apron to me is
gibberish
for me.
The question about it is the extra tax. So every extra $1 you spend, you pay
extra tax.
Extra £1. That if let's assume you spend extra $1 million, you're paying a tax of $1 million. That's what they call the luxury tax. You understand? Now I think the other person, probably the last person, so I will just round up quickly is Jrue Holiday.
Now this is my problem with Jrue Holiday. Why? Now I was ready to wax lyrical about Jrue Holiday. You are buying a player who is old.
35 years old.
Yes. You are getting him, knowing fully well you have a team that is already having issues with. They just gave Jeremy, right? Grant, a $38 million contract. You are getting this is people who is, like you said, having issues with almost getting to the second exactly. And you are paying this money for someone who is 37 years old.
They are safe.
They're getting close. I look at it, they're getting close.
The Blazers are safe.
See, 37, the guy is 37 years of age.
No, 35 for now. 35.
35, but I think
35.
By
the time his contract will be expired,
37 years. And then $37 million for a 35-year-old.
That is a season contract, and you decide to take it.
Why take him?
Because you have
because at the end of the day,
of his fold in your team.
At the end of the day, for Jrue Holiday, if you look at the squad, they're not lacking centers. It's not a problem in the team that they're lacking.
They are lacking defenders, and Jrue Holiday is one of the most elite defenders in NBA.
He plays majorly as a center.
It doesn't matter. He's a defender.
He's a defender.
He's not a center.
The fact that he plays there does not make him a center.
Jrue
He's
now.
a defender.
Jrue is a guard now.
We know he's a guard. We agree.
Jrue is a guard.
But so he comes to the team to help them.
See, bro.
At the end of
Jrue has been part of the first defensive team of the year 6 times. 6 consecutive.
I think 6 times.
So what conviction do you need?
I think the biggest now those who let him go.
See, the biggest
they not cleared their wages.
We knew at the end of the season because of actually violated the second April. We were going to let go a couple of players, and Jrue was one name. Then maybe KP and another name. Now with letting go Jrue already, they are putting aside a luxury tax of almost 40 million. I'm talking about the Celtics. They know they have to start all over again. The Celtics we saw last season, we're not going to see them this season. Tatum is injured. He might be out all through the season. Then they are in violation of the second apron. So they need to make this move and they make it very fast. The Blazers that sold him, that traded him to the same Celtic are saying, give us this guy. But they know what they need. Because right now, if you check the team in the Blazers right now, not too bad. You have DeAndre Ayton there. Then you have him right now, Jrue Holiday there. I mean, then you have Robert Williams and some other guys. The thing is this, right? They've been at their lowest. They want to start moving back to. They're rebuilding. So getting a 35-year-old person.
So what I said is a quick fix.
Not a quick fix. It's a deliberate issue. When they got him in 2023, they traded him to the Celtics. Because they didn't need him then. They were rebuilding then. Then they let go CJ McCollum and they were letting go, what was his name? Damian Lillard. So there was no need to keep him looking at his salary and everything. So they decided to let him. And then the Celtics needed him the most because they needed a player in his fold. They needed a defender in his fold. He came and solved the issue. That year he moved into that team. That year they won the championship. He was part of the guys that went to the Olympics.
I can't wait for the NBA to begin because
long time. We have to wait for a very long period of time. It's going to be in October in the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
well, of course, congratulations to the OKC Thunders. Unfortunately for Haliburton, who will likely be out for 9 months and will definitely miss the entire of next season. It's sad, to reach the promised land and not go into where you're supposed to go to, but it is what it is. Like they always say, it is what it is. Yeah. And for the drafts, a lot of things happening, and the NBA draft is coming up.
Coming up very soon.
Very soon. Hopefully, we should see.
Hopefully, those who have sold
that's our interest.
But so those who have sold their picks,
they should sell it for their future. We will see few Nigerians and all of it. So on the flip side, Nonso Arinze will get his prize. Of course, off the air and promise him. And I know he will smile more than you know he's smiling. Yeah. Shine your teeth to the camera.
Once again.
Off the pitch, of course, are brought to you by Azar Studios.